The Joe Rogan Experience.
I mean, Tulsi and Bernie are the only candidates worth giving a shit about.
What about Buttigieg? I think
dude,
that fucking town hall sunk that
this
dude.
is how many candidates are there now? I feel like two other ones just jumped in the race.
Who
now
else?
we have like 20. I don't fucking know their names. Do you know anyone other beyond Buttigieg?
I know
Beto
Joe
O'Rourke.
Biden.
Yeah. Oh,
Beto's
Jesus
hilarious.
Christ.
Beto's on the way out though. He's too close to Beta. It's too close.
He does look like he would be called that. But his dad actually just openly said in an interview, he's like, yeah, I called him Beto because I wanted him to get the Mexican vote because I knew he would eventually run for office.
What?
Yeah. His real name's like Robert.
Oh,
Robert O'Rourke.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
These
soldier.
people are like 100 shades of Hillary. I mean, every single one of them other than Tulsi and Bernie just seem like they're just like Hillary Clinton light.
Well, they've also
or dark.
done this weird thing where they're like, no straight white men. I'm like, okay. Like, there's like straight white men. We're not voting for straight white men. Okay. That's just as bad as saying you're never voting for a woman. It's just as bad as saying you're never voting for a black person. And you'd need, I mean, I get it. There's been a lot of straight white men that have been president. I get it.
Right.
You're right. But to say no straight, to disqualify someone based on something they have no control over whatsoever is a form of discrimination. I know you don't think it's a form of discrimination because so many of these people have already had that job. I get it. It seems unfair. You're right. But you can't say that because that's a shitty way of thinking. It's piss poor logic and thinking. It's discriminatory.
It's identity politics.
Yes.
It reigns supreme. And I
so
saw there was like a combating supporters from Kamala Harris and Bernie at some rally or something, and then they just kept shouting, "We need a woman president." It's like that's like the only reason why you like Kamala Harris, you know? I mean,
Kamala Harris, I saw this one speech that she was giving where she was talking about forcing children to attend school by holding their parents accountable, where she instituted a policy where if the kids miss school, the parents could be arrested. Do you know about that?
no.
It was super
That is
disturbing.
insane.
It was super disturbing. And she was talking about how effective it was. And that, you know, they had cops show up at the door of the woman's house who was a single mom who had these children. The kids weren't going to school. Like, hey, no.
She was a cop. I mean, she's a top cop.
Exactly. But that authoritarian nonsense, like that way of thinking, you know why you do that? Because no one's ever done that to you.
Right.
Somebody ever knocked on your fucking door and said, hey, we're going to lock you up in jail because you're a 16-year-old boy when you have 3 kids.
Right.
Listen, if you're a single mom, anyone who's a single mom who has a boy knows, and that fucking boy hits puberty, if they run with the wrong crowd, good fucking luck trying to control them. Good luck. It's hard. It's real hard. And if she's got a job or 2 jobs maybe because she's trying to put food on the table and keep the fucking lights on and you're going to arrest her because her kid doesn't show up at school, holy shit.
Can you imagine looking at all the problems in our country and being like, you know what? We need to arrest parents if their kids are truant.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, make sure
Who
I'm right
are
about
these
that.
people?
I'm 99% sure I'm correct about that.
Article about they're talking about her like regret about this policy and
Yeah,
she's
gee, I
like in
wonder why.
2013.
Got a little bit of
Maybe
negative
because she's
feedback.
running for fucking president.
Right.
You should regret something like that.
You want to hear another
It's
insane
evil.
policy going back to Robert O'Rourke?
There it is. The human cost of Kamala
Oh, my
Harris's
God.
war on truancy. The progressive prosecutor wanted to transform how California responded to students missing
Unbelievable.
school. Parents like, I don't know how to say her name, Cherie Peoples wound up paying the price. So this lady
Oh, I read that.
probably
I remember reading this article.
wound up going
I totally
to fucking
forgot
jail.
about it.
Yeah, so I'm correct.
Yeah, and there was a
about
good
this.
reason. Her kid was sick or something,
Yeah.
and she...
Ugh.